Okay, hey there. Just wanted to share with you, I went on a little soul journey. This is ArtsyWisdom. My name is Diane. I had some requests for me to go into some people's energy, some souls that have passed on, some famous ones, Amy Winehouse, Jim Croce, David Bowie, and George Michael. This should be a short video. I'm just going to share with you the images I get and also what they said. And they're all completely different. You'd think they'd be similar, but they're completely different, all of them. And first of all, thank you for anyone that's newly subscribed, and or those of you who are coming back, my old subscribers who started with me a long time ago. Actually, my anniversary for my channel, 2 years, is in April. I think it's April 18th, if I'm not mistaken. So thanks. We are going to start with, I think, Amy Winehouse. Now, I know I never hardly heard of her. Right around the time, I think when she died, I started hearing about her a few years prior. I think she was on Saturday Night Live one time. You guys can correct me. She had that eyeliner that was really out here, and her hair was like a beehive, or teased up here and long, and she looked really retro, kind of cool. People loved her. Her voice is very soulful. That's what I remember. Not so much about her listening her directly, but people would say that about her. So when I get into somebody's energy, there's a soul level. Somebody had asked me, how can I talk to people that have passed on in their different lives? Well, their residual soul is still available. Their energy as a human incarnated on this planet is part of them. It will always be part of them. It's a life they lived. So their soul keeps that intact. Now if they've moved on to a different life, I can see the life or I sense the life, but I don't really necessarily get into that life for what they need to learn so much. It's more about what they did in this life. And they share it with me. Take it or leave it. For entertainment purposes only. It's an experiment. I tell you guys, this channel is about experimenting and tell you what I see. Okay. And I get images. So Amy Winehouse. So the first feeling I get, this really first energy I pick up on, is this super, super like zoom, like creative, like I have so many ideas. And like Freddie Mercury was different. He was more like a ball of energy that wanted to go out into the world and very like just expand and create and do. Hers is more, I don't know how to explain it. It's more dense or intense. It's really intense. That's the word. It's really intense, but it's so much is in there. So much is packed in. So much potential that she has in her energy, in her soul. And I felt like, wow, it just immediately hit me. So yeah, intense desire to fulfill her destiny. So I wrote everything down. So if I keep referring to my notes, that's why I'm doing that. So she had this intense desire to fulfill her destiny. So perhaps a past life where it was, she struggled with something or she couldn't fulfill that karmic need or a new pattern or release or conquer, whatever it was. So this time was about her destiny to do this. And so she was, bam, she was ready. She was out here doing it. She said, so I asked her what she wanted us to know. And she said, I screwed up and did too much booze. I had it all. Period. There is a sense of lopsidedness physically. When I'm in her energy, I feel lopsided, like tipsy, kind of. I don't know if I'm necessarily drunk, but it feels more like woozy. So I don't know if that's a symbol or a metaphor for her trying to navigate her life, maybe. She said through life, question mark. Couldn't find equilibrium, she says. Too extreme. I also got this sense of unmooredness, like she was unable to attach to anything. And I don't know, this is maybe her brain chemistry or her childhood, I have no idea. But it felt, she has a sense of like not able to get stability or a foundation beneath her in a psychological way, feeling that energy. She says nothing to hold. I feel like there's nothing to hold on to, like she could float away in a way. Karma was about finding that within. Okay, so she's saying her karma in this lifetime was for her to find that sense of safety or stability or equilibrium within, and not use outside forces or outside entities to make it happen. It needed to come from within, but she couldn't get there. Maybe she tried, but she didn't have either the skills or whatever. Yeah, but it was about finding it. She said, I'm good. She didn't say happy, but she said, I'm good. We'll come again in another fashion. She said she's enjoying being out there. Flying feels great. So after you pass, you go to the angel or the council of light and you get assessed after you've recovered, because a lot of times if you've gone through an illness or lots of accidents or whatever, you have to go through a healing process before you go to the council of light. This is where you learn what you have done well, that you need to work on to give you a good job, and you find your spirit family there, and it's lovely, it's nice. Well, I don't feel, she's already gone through that healing process and she's already moved past that level. I don't feel like she's at the point where she's getting that assessment yet. Like I said, I could be wrong. But she's out like flying around. Like she doesn't want to be, like here she felt like she was unmoored but out there she's enjoying this freedom. She's enjoying the flying around. So there's a disconnect, or there's, this 3D world versus that kind of esoteric world, mystical world. But she feels like she loves that freedom. So maybe she wants to bring that sense of freedom and feel more secure within herself. So she will not have to worry about being uneven. It's like a healing process for her. It's to like move through the space and experience the freedom of no expectations. I think that's the other thing I said. Yeah, no expectations. There's something about the expectations, her soul and her past life, about what she put in herself. I felt a sense of many layers of karma lives that she signed the contract to come into that life to experience and to work through, to gain knowledge, whatever. Anyway, she felt really good. I feel like she's just enjoying her time right now. Okay. Now this is a quick change. Jim Croce, one of my childhood, I used to listen to his songs on the radio, and he died in a plane crash. So immediately when I'm in his energy, or the energy he was when he was here, is more closed off. And if I looked at him, if I didn't know him, my impression as a child or teenager, and I looked at him, he looks kind of just relaxed and, peace, love, and harmony, kind of hippie a little bit. But when I get into his energy, it feels rigid or closed down. It doesn't feel like Amy Winehouse is all over. His is more straight and a little closed off. And I don't know if he was like that in real life or not. Sensitive, but real passionate about his family. So he was sensitive, but he didn't show it. He was very passionate within. I think he had I wonder if he was a Scorpio, I don't know. He had some deep feelings, but I don't know, maybe it's a protection thing, but he felt like he's more closed down. He feels like, he feels like when he sang a song, some of you guys might know, like Time in a Bottle or Operator, or Bad, Bad Leroy Brown. I think everybody used to sing that, knew all the words to it. Bad, Bad Leroy Brown. It was also set in Chicago, so I grew up near Chicago. But what I got from him is that he felt like when he sung, he bathed himself in that song. There was something therapeutic. I mean, art and music is therapeutic. All things creative are therapeutic. But he felt like literally like I can feel like the notes like soothed him, but also it was like a bathing. It like he was bathed in this energy of song and tones and vibrations from the words and what they meant. It's very, very interesting. I'm put in the mind now of somebody like, this is so weird, Aristotle or Galileo or somebody like that who connected science and space and learned. I mean, that was back a long time ago, but there's something, or philosophers, and that he connected to. So maybe that's why his music resonated so much. Yeah, he wanted to immerse himself and others. He really felt strongly about immersing people in his music to kind of see if you could feel what he's feeling. I think that was his big joy. But he was tighter and serious about the craft. And then when I say that, he's laughing. Huh, like, really? He says, I guess so. I just wanted people to feel something, like poetry, like sublime feeling, even though badly word but Time in a Bottle or Operator, they're just iconic songs, you know. And he said he wanted to fill lives with a soulful memory. It's just a beautiful sense, even though he's very, and I don't know what kind of personality he had when he was here, but the sense, the energy is more tighter, control. I'm not saying he wasn't mean or anything. He was just more Cancer maybe, or something crabby, where protect myself, just careful. But I also have this. He had a lot of ideas that he wanted, just to make sure. Oh, now I did see him. This is interesting. His next life as a girl, about healing something within, not about external expression. Similar to what Amy Winehouse is she was supposed to learn to heal herself from within. So his life that he was going into, and I think it's on the East Coast somewhere, New York or something. This girl, he's learning how to. It's not about external expression. It's more about getting to know herself and healing within, karmic patterns, that sort of thing. But it felt really good. It's just so lovely to feel these people that have traveled through their lives and are bringing this information. I find it very helpful to give me a sense of timelessness, you know. Hope you guys do too. Okay, David Bowie. David Bowie, he says, wild ride, loved it. Immediately, he's, you know, I'd seen him with Freddie Mercury and his big smile, and like they're in the same spirit family. You know, if you're in the same spirit family, it doesn't mean you like are partners or you know each other well in this life. You just have this, maybe you share a moment, a stranger, something in your life, you're there for each other in some way. It could be a small thing, could be a big thing. But I saw that with him and Freddie Mercury. Wild ride, loved it. Pretty much did what my soul wanted to learn. I eventually let go of expectations. There's another one, of expectations of myself, and found contentment. He says, I found contentment. So they must have had some expectations about what he was supposed to either achieve or express, maybe creativity musically, because he was very, I think, varied. Proud of music. He said, I'm proud of the music, but he's more proud. He's also more proud of it being a human, his actions as a human, humanitarian type things, where the meaning of life, being human, that connectedness. He's saying that's what he's more proud of. There's something about him in his relationships with larger scale things, maybe charitable things or things he gave his energy to. I don't necessarily feel like he did benefits or anything, but it's more like a desire to make the world a better place. That's what it is. That's the feeling it is. Giving to groups with energy and time, that is the meaning of life, to exchange love and humanity. That's what he's wanting to do. So he did it through music. He started through music, but it was he navigated through that to get to on a soul level, and then he found contentment. He kind of wrung out that all from his life. He said, Iman talks to me a lot, like I am still there. And he says they were men together in a past life. They were lovers in a past life. And he said, so in this life, or the life he shared with her on this earth plane, 3D world, he said there was no judgment. They had a bond that was so evolved because it came from another life or another experience where that life they were probably judged, and they knew coming into here they were going to help each other because they knew we're going to be there for each other and be kind and no judgment free zone, right? They're going to transcend any of that silly stuff. Lovers were understood. He said in this life I could get irritable, but she knew how to handle it. I don't know what that means. He's saying right now he's enjoying this simple life, which on the other side, he's just waiting. He's learning. He's enjoying the simplicity of being and his soul, and he's deciding the next experience, the next thing he's going to move through. He's quiet. He's waiting. And he said, how he's waiting though, he says he's got these cards out, and I don't know if he's playing cards or what he's doing, but he reminds me time is like that. He said, you think it's like we're here and it seems to go forever, or you live your life and it just goes on, but he said the time I'm waiting, or this quiet time, it's like instant, and he's just enjoying that quiet. But for us it would feel like an instant. I think that's what he's saying. Quiet waiting, time is a flash, no time. Cards are my energy. And he said there's a hologram or residual experience I enjoyed. He is enjoying moving items around to create a new arrangement. So perhaps, as like in music, he made a new arrangement with notes. This is something different. I think he's used as a metaphor. The cards are maybe possible. And it reminds me of his creativity here, how unusually creative he was. He was an artist in all sense of the word. And it's like that. He's like, and I feel like it's his soul saying, well, no, if I go here and I do this, what will I learn over there? I'm just going to enjoy. Maybe I should ponder this. And I know that's like how we think as human things. He's using his brain, but it's the sense I'm getting. He's deciding how he wants his next life to go, but he's taking his time because he's not in a hurry. He's found contentment. It's really beautiful. It feels really good. Yeah, and their experience together, him and Iman, is transcended, time, which is amazing. Okay, George Michael. Wake me up. Oh, there you go. George Michael, I know he didn't come out till later in his life, maybe, I think. Tell me if I'm wrong. Again, see. I see him briefly with Bowie, arm in arm too. I don't know. David Bowie's all over the place over there. And they're briefly, it's like just like that. They're just like, somehow they know each other briefly, and now it was just an instant they showed me that. This was the strangest thing. His energy is just such light. George Michael's energy is glowing light. It's like bright, yellowy white light. And just like blinding, like a sun. That's the feeling I get. It's like a sun. He is, and I wanted to know, is he a star? Because you guys take this or leave this. When I have done past lives for people, we're all parts of this fractions of light, part of the greater universal energy, which is spirit, God, the oneness of love. That's we all are. But we're all tiny, tiny fractions of that. So when you come down, sometimes you're not always embodying somebody. Sometimes you're experiencing organic material like a tree or a rock. I had a client who was in a rock for thousands of years. So take it or leave it. I know that sounds crazy, but it really resonated with her. And it also resonated with the life she is now. And maybe it's symbolic, but it worked for her. But, so the sense I have is he's just enjoying being like part of the galaxy. Like he's a star just shining. I don't think he's as big as the sun, but he is a star and it is sparkly. And I don't see his face, I see his energy. And I said, well, somehow the energy is burning. I wanted to know why, what the point is. And I got somehow the energy of this star, this light is burning and removing. Not like he needed to get out negative things, but it's purifying him. That's the word I'm hearing. It's purifying him. It's so very special. It's so really, really special. This is so interesting. I haven't seen this before. I see this star, this energy, he's out there. He's not like a ping pong machine. He's not, but it feels like so powerful. It's like high, and that's what I heard, a high octane. Just feels intense and just so strong and powerful. He wants design to come back. What does that mean? He wants to come back, but he's not ready to leave at the time. He's still enjoying that feeling up there. He doesn't want to leave it. He's enjoying it. And the other thing I found was something with hair, black hair. I don't know if he had black hair and he dyed it or somebody else had black hair. I don't know what that means. And I also felt a sense of really big ego. I don't know if it's symbolic of the sunlight or the star, but I had a sense of like Zeus on Mount Olympus. That's the feeling I got. He's enjoying this feeling of, he's not quite all powerful, but the sense of feeling that immensity and maybe being down here and that ego, he remembered that and he brought it with him here and it got him through life. So he went back up and into the same place. And yeah, he says he's not ready to settle in on anything. Do silent. He will come if asked. I don't know. I put delusional. I don't feel like that's the case now. He can't be human now. It's so weird. But I feel like he is still out there in a state of wonderment. I feel like Zeus does, where Zeus looks down on the land and all the gods and humans or whatever. And that's the feeling I got. It's like he's enjoying being out there. But like I said, time has no meaning up there. So it could be thousands of years, it could be a million years, or he could have, just his little spark was down here for that short time. Why did you come down when you came down then? He said, because I was ready to feel human feelings, or human nature is a mystery to me, and so I wanted to feel those feelings. And do you have a regular soul? No, I don't. I'm unique. You know what? I wonder if he comes from another planet. There are a lot of beings out there, or here too. I think that's something like it. Wow. That just came to me. I think he came from another part of the galaxy, and he dropped down here for a little while to see what humans felt. And then he went back up. He said he feels like he was weak. You know, like Superman and Kryptonite. He lost his power. But he was supposed to lose his power here. He was supposed to figure out how to be his his sunny And if you look at Wham, I mean, those two guys danced around. It was very sunny and it seemed really cool and bright. But he, yeah, I really think he came from another. Wow, that is surprising. I didn't expect to see that, guys. That was new to me just now. No notes for that. And when are you? He said, I'm not coming down anytime soon. I am enjoying this. He said I might even go somewhere else, into another galaxy. That's so interesting. Okay, then. All right, you guys. If you enjoy this, let me know. If you think I'm crazy, don't let me know that. Just give me a thumbs up and like and share. Take care. Till next time.